Hello, welcome to Swiss Watch Gang. New week, new video with two special watchmakers and an incredible watch they have created together from Germany. So I'm here with Johannes and Thibaut, Kallinich and Claeys with their new beautiful watch. How are you guys? You just came from Geneva Watch Days a few days ago. How did you like it? It was your first fair that you attended.
It was amazing. It's basically a new world that opened up to us. Met many great people. Met you for the first time.
Yeah, nice stuff.
So had a really great time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely overwhelming for us. I mean, it was the first time after 2 years, just building the watch and making all the parts. So it was pretty good feedback. So we are very happy.
Awesome. So I mean, listen, I saw the watches online, the renderings of the movement, and afterwards I saw the photo you made of the real watch, and I was blown away already, especially for the first watch. And now that I see it in person, there's so many details to show to the people and stuff that I haven't even seen before. And thinking that this is your first watch, I was really blown away. I just wanted to have you on the show and to show the audience what two great minds can do. And I hope you will keep surprising us in the future. Huh? So tell us a bit about your background. Where did you guys come from, and when did you learn about watchmaking, basically?
So I'm originally from Belgium, studied watchmaking in watchmaking school in Antwerp, and then started working at Lange for 3 years, à Lange Söhne. That's also where I met Johannes. So yeah.
Yeah, I started in 2013. I started working at Lange. I was working there for a little longer than 9 years. A little before I quit the job,
We met each other, became friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool. So what did you do at Lange Söhne? Because it's a bigger company, let's say. I mean, still small numbers if you look at the big players in the market, but it's a very high-end quality watch brand with exceptional movements, which I do see the design cues here a bit of the German look of the movement, especially. The dial is completely not German, I would say. But what did you guys do at Lange Söhne?
So I was working for 3 years in the 1815 department. Built a big 1815 up-down, and the 1815 annual calendar.
Very cool.
So that was my main thing.
Awesome. And you, Johannes?
Yeah, I did Saxonia Thin and also 1815, the caliber. Basically just make the movements there. And then I went to be the group leader or team leader of the Lange 1 department. And after I made the chronograph, the 1815 chronograph.
Oh, that's my favorite
Beautiful movement,
yeah.
yes.
It's hard to beat that one. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you guys make a chronograph in the future, which I hope you will, wink, wink, that's gonna be sick.
It's a high bar to beat.
So, what happened in your minds that you were like, I want to make a watch? Let's do the watch together. Or
I think it started with Johannes's masterpiece when he finished the master.
It was
watchmaking master or master watchmaker course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 2019 when I finished it, and my dream was to build a completely watch by myself, from the case to the dial to the movement, and it went out pretty beautiful. Yeah, it got a lot of people saw this movement or this watch, and I got a lot of attention. But that was basically not the only point. It was the whole time somewhere in my head. But there was some other stuff going through my mind, and then I just quit the job, and then
Basically, it came perfectly together because I wanted to move to Belgium. My dream was always to be independent. Maybe making my own watch, having a service shop, wasn't sure about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to have my own company. So I wanted to move back to Belgium and do that. But it was middle in the summer, really hot, and I didn't want to move my machines that I had in my apartment because I had quite a few of them. And Johannes and I started talking during the summer and came up with, I said to him, you should do something with the masterpiece.
Yeah.
Start your own company as well. Johannes didn't want to do it alone, and that's basically how we came together. He was a great designer, constructed his own movement already for the first time. I had the machines, and it was basically perfect match, I would say.
Yeah.
And that's how we came up with the idea to start our own company and build German watches.
Nice, beautiful.
Yeah.
You did a great job, huh?
Thank you.
let's jump into the watch. Yeah, we have two pieces here.
Exactly.
One is the Founders Edition, which is the initial 8 pieces, correct?
Yeah,
of the
correct.
first patrons who supported you guys. And
Exactly.
this one has the dial that I prefer, because it's a bit more out there. The stone dial, it's not a stone, but it looks like some plates. Yeah. And this is then the edition you guys made for the next collectors.
Yes.
Because as we know, once you post this watch somewhere, people notice it and they're like, how can we buy it,
Yeah.
What are we looking at here?
In our heads, it was going to be difficult to sell watches because we didn't have any experience. So we thought it would be hard to gain trust from collectors. And so we started with an edition, 8 pieces, and offered or tried to offer great value, having 8 pieces in total, a special hand engraved dial. The deal with this watch was that the people have to pay 100% upfront. So we have a starting capital to get a workshop, get some more material, get the parts that we outsource for the watch, like screws, for example. But we had so many people contacting us that basically both versions of the watch sold out immediately, and we had to start making everything.
Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah.
So you're sold out of the first pieces.
Yeah.
And now it's time to basically, after this, go home as soon as possible and produce.
Get back to work again, exactly.
Awesome. So when can we expect to see the first collectors wearing them? Approximately? What do you guys
Should be
think?
in the next few weeks.
Awesome.
We have the movements almost ready. Johannes did the first assembly for the first 2 watches. When I'm back in Lange Söhne, I will be finishing the bridges, do the internal angles, the anglage in general,
Awesome.
do the sandblasting on the back, and then I'll give the parts back to Johannes and he will do the second assembly.
Beautiful. So let's jump into the dial now. I want to just, my audience understand a bit what are we looking at here. So it seems like it's made of a few parts. I mean, the best is if you guys explain to me before I say something stupid. So we have the blue chapter ring for the hours and the minutes.
That's made of brass. On the surface of the chapter ring is hammered, finished, and then there's the print on top. The inner darker ring is, for the Founders Edition, it's hand engraved. So it's a relief engraving made by Helmut Wagner in Lange Söhne. And the inner circle, which is like that silver eccentric circle, is also a hand engraving called tremblage.
Yeah.
And then of course our nameplate. And on top you have these beautiful hands, which have inner chamfers and outer chamfers. They are very hard to polish, especially the inner one. And on top, for every hand you have a straight graining, and on the side the
Circumferential graining.
circumferential. Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Really 3D shaped hand, so not basically a flat thing which you polish. We try to create, as you see with the whole dial, a 3D effect with many layers, different textures to just when you play with the watch and the light, you see many different things happen.
I mean, the black part of the Founders Edition is beautiful. Huh?
Yes.
It's
It plays with the light very well.
Yeah,
Sometimes
exactly.
it's like more to the background because it's a matte finish, but if you have good light on it, it's like playing a lot. So
yeah, it's
pretty
very
good.
like a 3D. It looks like it's made out of like separate components, like a mosaic. You just stack them together.
Yeah.
And the case is also very special because it features a opening on the side, which I never see, except on watches which cost, I would say, 5 to 10 times more. The last one I saw was a Ferdinand Berthoud.
Exactly.
So, what's the side window for?
We have something special within our watch, and that's a power reserve indication, which we conveniently placed on the side. Thought behind this came basically from Johannes, as he does the construction and design of the watch. He didn't want to clutter the dial with unnecessary extra elements. So there was no option for the power reserve to put it on the dial side. Then the other option is put it on the movement side, but then where's the point in that, because you have to take off the watch and then it's not easy. So he came up with the idea to just put it on the side.
That's very cool.
Make a little side glass so it's visible.
So you wear the watch like this, you can quickly check out the power reserve,
Exactly.
see if you're all good.
Yeah.
It's nice. You can see the balance you're beating, which is nice.
Yeah, was an added plus. At first we weren't going to do it. We would just keep the power reserve there, but then it was at a convenient place and we thought, let's open it up even further so you can look into the movement. It was a big challenge to find a manufacturer who was able to do it. because the case is made in one piece. So the stepped lugs in the lugs flow into the case seamlessly, but in an indented way, so they go even deeper. And making that of one solid piece was not an easy feat for a case manufacturer.
Sure, especially for the first pieces.
Exactly.
Because usually, let's say, young watchmakers take a bit of a more generic case because of the funding and the cost of it, right? And later on, develop like a special case. But you guys went all in from the beginning, which I found really, first of all, really brave and risky. But it all paid off, because again, the collectors love it.
Exactly.
And then I think the talking point of the watch is definitely the movement, which is exceptional, and I can't wait to put my macro lens on. So what's the story behind this, and what are we looking at? Because I see basically all the types of decoration here, and the balance cock is so nice design, which I never saw. So tell me something about the movement.
Yeah, we wanted to go with the traditional Glashütte techniques, Glashütte materials. You have blued screws, which we do blue by hand. You have the 18 karat gold chatons. You have German silver, which is not coated with rhodium or like gold. It's like naked pure. Yeah. And but we wanted to bring to the traditional elements something like new architecture, new design. So you see basically very new shape of bridges, and combined with the traditional elements. And we changed we decided for white sapphire stones, not for the red one, to not bring another extra color on it. Yeah. So that it looks like fresh, clean, and a little modern. So. Yeah, but you have a beautiful hand engraving on the balance cock. We call it shark gills. So it's also made by Helmut Wagner from Glashütte. All the chamfering is made by Thibaut. So we also have the sharp
internal
ankles. Exactly. What I also would like to show is the second crown wheel, where the ratchet is going in.
Basically have here. So you have, in total we have 3 crown wheels. One is hidden underneath the bridge, but you have one taking the first initial movement. When you wind it, then we call it some kind of floating crown wheel, because we put a ball bearing inside of it. And then we, instead of putting a bridge on top of it to hold it, we pressed in a pin to keep everything, and it looks like it's floating. All these gears for the winding and power reserve mechanism, the steel gears, have individual chamfers on the teeth, which is something we're extremely proud of. Took a long time to try out and develop our own way to make it happen. We even, instead of simple black polishing the anchor, we decided to chamfer it, put circumferential graining on the sides, straight graining on the top, and we switched it up and black polished the anchor bridge. So normally it's the other way around, but we did it our way. Also, the whole movement is opened up as much as possible, but because Johannes said traditional way, you have the big 3/4 plate, which covers up most of the movement. This wasn't really what we wanted to do, because I mean, we're watchmakers, we love the movement.
This is why we also have the differential bridge, for example, open like that. So you
that's
see
the one on top. Huh?
Yeah,
that's the steel bridge.
Yeah.
The one on top
this
is
beautiful.
Exactly. The one on top is for the central seconds.
Yeah, awesome. This part is just gorgeous.
Yeah. Thank you. If you wind the watch, it's really beautiful to see all the steel wheels turning, and then you also see the individual chamfering of the teeth of the wheel. You see them playing with the light. It's beautiful. Yeah.
And again, for the first watch to have like polished gear teeth is crazy. But also when I saw the price, I was a bit taken back, because and I understand the Founders Edition is the first watch you made for the, like you guys said, to buy all the tools, machining, to buy some food, so you guys can survive. So let's get maybe into the pricing structure for a bit. So how much was the Founders Edition?
So I think it's quite easy to tell the price. Both versions were 24,900 euros to be exact.
Awesome.
But the main difference was the Founders Edition was 100% prepayment as a support to us, so that we can get everything we need.
Yeah.
That's the main difference between both watches. The price is, like you say, very competitive, I would say.
It's
But it was
beyond competitive.
It was thought as like a subscription piece. We show the world what we're capable of, and then after this we will bring out a new watch which we're planning to present in 2025. We will come out with a prototype, and from there on we will move towards production after those two versions are finished.
Beautiful. So you will not make any more versions of this watch?
We have at the moment the Hong Kong edition, which is limited to 10 pieces and is in collaboration with a jeweler in Hong Kong, or I can say jeweler or retailer in Hong Kong, called a watch company. And this is basically the last version of exactly this specification of watch. It features another color of dial, but everything, the movement stays the same. It's basically the front which changes it up again.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
Awesome. So what do you guys want to do in the future with this brand? You want to go into, let's say, complications or more time-only pieces like this and just work on the movements? What's your dream complication if you could have, let's say, do one now?
Dream complication?
Dream complication. What's the end goal?
I would like to do a lot. I mean, I designed and calculated the whole movement by myself. So, and that was basically the plan to go higher and higher with the complications to, at the end, maybe something like a tourbillon, chronograph. There is plenty of things to do, but the focus was to do it by ourselves. But we definitely have a lot of cool plans, and you will like it.
Awesome.
You will love it.
And please increase the price.
We give our best.
It's always when I say that, the audience and the collectors I meet, they're like, why do you tell them to push the price up? But guys, we want them to, have a company for a long time. So, they need to make a living out of it as well. So I think buying the first pieces is also, I see it as a reward to the collectors as well, the first ones who purchase, because the amount of people I know that have like Founders Editions or like the subscription pieces, and the happiness they have from it is just unparalleled. Because they believed in you actually. They paid the money.
Exactly.
They hoped you're gonna actually make the watch. Right. So it's a big deal for you and them as well.
They put a lot of trust in us, and that's something we truly appreciate.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate you coming to the studio so I can show these watches under my loop and my cameras. And guys, go check them out. I'm gonna put all the links in the description below, Instagram, website. Please, ask them if there are any available. They're not, but you know how it is. Just ask them. Maybe they have one or two left somewhere. If you have suggestions which watchmakers to have on the show, drop a comment down below as well. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you as well. All the best again, and good luck with building them. And guys, I'll see you next time.